On December 16, 1944, a major German offensive is launched against the Allies in the Ardennes Mountains region on the Western Front. It was an attempt to push Allied front line west from northern France to northwestern Belgium. The battle is significant in the course of World War II because it is seen as Hitler's last major offensive in the war. While the battle was intended to split Allied lines and force negotiating peace, American forces were able to contain the battle and inflict heavier losses on German forces. The battle ended on January 25, 1945. The Allied powers were the American, British, and French, whereas the Axis was Italy, Germany, and later Japan. It was so called the Battle of the Bulge because the Germans created a bulge around the area of the Ardennes forest in pushing through the American defensive line. It was the largest battle fought on the Western Front.
Omar Bradley was born February 12, 1893 in Missouri, USA, and died April 8, 1981 in New York. Served in the United States Army from 1915 to 1981 as a general of the Army. He served under General George S. Patton, Jr. prior to taking command of the United States Army Group. He was known by his troops as the Soldier's General. In 1950, he was promoted to the 5-star General of the Army rank. Served as Army Chief of Staff and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, leader of the Veterans Administration.
Hitler's plan was to launch a massive attack using 4 armies on the Allies. The 6th Panzer Army was to lead the attack and capture Antwerp. The 5th Panzer Army was to attack the center of American forces, capture the strategic road and rail center of St. Vith, and drive on to Brussels. The 7th Army was to attack in the southern flank and create a buffer zone to prevent American reinforcements from attacking the 5th Panzer Army. And lastly, the 15th Army was to counter any Allied attack when they took place.
Dwight Eisenhower was the 34th president. He served from 1953 to 1961. He was born October 14, 1890 in Denison, Texas. He died March 28, 1969 in Washington, D.C. He was a Republican. He was the Army officer. On December 15, 1944, he was promoted to the highest rank in the American Army and promoted to General of the Army. Days after that, he had to fight back to the Germans' counterattack in the Ardennes Battle of the Bulge. He served from 1915 to 1953 and then from 1961 to 1969. He also led the Supreme Command Conference. George Patton, born November 11, 1885, San Gabriel, California, and died December 21, 1945 in Heidelberg, Germany, served in the United States Army in 1909 to 1945 as a general. He was the most controversial U.S. commander in World War II. His remarkable feat of turning the Third Army 90 degrees from Lorraine to relieve the surrounding town of Bastogne was the key to preventing the German counteroffensive.
At the end of the Battle of the Bulge, German losses were greater than their army could take. Approximately 30,000 soldiers and 44,000 infantry forces were killed or captured. Also, the Germans lost a significant amount of weapons, specialty tanks. American losses were serious, but not nearly as devastating to their army. They lost about 62,000 forces. British forces only lost about 2,000 troops. For the soldiers who survived the battle, the memories haunted them for the rest of their lives.